Hello again, friends. It's time for another Cooking with Carl. Today we're making hummingbird cake. This is the recipe featured by Southern Living Magazine as submitted by a Mrs. L.H. Wiggins. Here I am displaying the several ingredients and worrying about that my egg is going to roll off the counter here. Now I'm not making it vegan this time. Sorry about that, vegans. Special shout out to my sister and her fiance. But as you can see, this is a fruity cake. I would say that this cake is kind of akin to banana bread in how you make it. So first, you start off with 3 cups of flour. Now I'm not going to show me measuring out 3 cups of flour, just the first half cup and then moving on. And now we have 2 cups of sugar. Again, same kind of deal. I'm not going to be showing off the entire 2 cups of sugar because that would take a while. I'm going to try and cut through a bit of time here. Oh wait, but what if I am? What if I am going to measure the whole thing this time? Let's find out. Oop, there's 3. What are you going to go for 4? I'm only using a half cup measuring cup here. So, and then we got some salt, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. You can tell that by lining up this shot, I got some in there already. And then we're going to mix it up. And see, one of the simple pleasures in life is just watching the mixer do its thing, and just enjoying the fact that modern technology has brought us to this point. Now, before I add my eggs, there are 3 eggs in this recipe. I am doing the egg test. Now, if I were making this for myself, which I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. I might not do this, but here, it's just if your egg sinks in water instead of floats, it's good. This is because as the eggs degrade, then, if they have issues, they'll build up gas inside, and then that gas will cause them to float. But if they sink, they're still good yet. But I was making this for coworkers as well. As you can see, all 3 eggs passed the egg test, and I put them in. And then we have a whole lot of oil in here. This is 1.5 cups of vegetable oil. And I believe that I used canola oil in this recipe, but I'm sure that any vegetable-based oil would do. And then here I am stirring it up, trying to go a little slow and be careful here. Unfortunately, later on when I make cream cheese frosting, I do not take the same amount of care that I do in this shot here. And you can see it gets mixed up. Now, bananas. These look kind of goofy, but here's what happened is I took them out when they were getting pretty ripe, and I put them in there, and I stuck the whole mess in my freezer. And then when I took them out, they looked like that. And I was going to use a measuring cup, but I said, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to dump it in and see what happens. Now, I will say I had a little bit of that little, I guess you could call it banana syrup that was down in there. I know it doesn't look super appetizing when the bananas look all caramel colored and whatnot, but I tell you, the very intense sweet banana flavor comes out from that, and it's very satisfying. So I'd recommend doing that if you're feeling banana-ish, or if you want some kind of ice cream topping. I would imagine that would work very well. But in this instance, whoa, watch out there. We're also putting some pineapple. Now this is a whole can, and now I skipped the mixing bit here, and then there is pecans. Now back to the bananas. There's supposed to be 2 cups of bananas, but I just put 4 bananas in because why not? There's a can of crushed pineapple, and then a cup of chopped pecans. Now instead of chopping the pecans, I kind of let the mixer break them up so they weren't uniform. Now this is kind of just a lazy thing by me. I could have definitely chopped up pecans or bought chopped pecans and done it that way. But I just put what I approximated to be enough pecans, and I just mixed the heck out of it. As you can see, it's beating quite vigorously here. And I will say, it did break up the pecans. It did work, and we had a good spread of pecan throughout the dish, I would say. Now I will say there is something else that's kind of goofy coming up here, which is that I thought that I had cake pans, but I didn't. What I should have done is put it in a glass Pyrex dish. That would have made it much easier. You can see I'm preheating the oven there. It's at 350. What I ended up doing is putting it in 2 different pie tins because this is actually supposed to be a layered cake. The batter made enough for 3 layers of about 9-inch rounds. And the issue here is, well, you know, I didn't want to make a 3-layered cake because that's kind of a pain in the butt, you know. And here I set it for 25 minutes. This ended up taking about 35. What I found is the remaining reserved batter made about a dozen, well, I'm calling them muffins in this case. So I had those separate, and I kept the muffins for myself. I didn't bring them to my coworkers. Sorry, coworkers, if you're watching this. And now you can see here I've taken them out, and they've got a nice golden brown color there. Here I've turned them out onto a couple cooling racks. And here I'm going to do a taste test. That's good stuff. Very sweet from the bananas. Enjoyable. Enjoy. Now, I thought, you know, you might think, oh, he's done. But no, I have a cake. And see, this is supposed to be frosted with cream cheese frosting. Now, I'm here just doing a very simple recipe. Just cream cheese, vanilla, and powdered sugar. As, you know, and it's about 2 cups of powdered sugar here with 8 ounces of cream cheese and then a bit of vanilla. I made a mess, but fast forward to the next day. Here I am. I wrapped it up in aluminum foil and I put it in the freezer with the hope that that would help develop kind of the texture of the cake and keep the cream cheese at its peak cream cheesiness. And it doesn't look the fantasticest, but here we are. Here's a slice and here's a cross section. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like, you can certainly subscribe and give me a like. Let me know what else you'd like me to make in the comments below. Thank you very much and have a good day.